little bitch dick, pussy ass pig shit, booger fucking titty sucking mother licking butt.
Hey, how y'all doing? So as you know, this is my first real video back in a while. I hadn't had the motivation to upload in a hot minute, but I came across these YouTubers, Vivi and Ginger Ninja Owo, who were doing this challenge where your character spelled out their names using their bodies and possibly other resources depending on the character's backstory, etc. And before I start, I also wanted to disclaim that I didn't start this challenge off by wanting to make this video. Originally, it was just something that I wanted to do for fun off camera. What I thought I was going to do was I was just going to draw Gal, Chuck, and Tim doing the challenge because I was on a hot streak with their art on screen. But I ended up doing the whole gang, so the order goes in Celeste, Naomi, Gal, Mitsuki, and so on. But if you see a little flash of a character that's not supposed to be drawn yet in the background for reference, just know that I did it out of order. No McDonald's restroom. Let's get into it, y'all.
张牙舞爪健身操，祝您健康步步高，路的。
First character will be Celeste. Now I feel like the way she would respond to a challenge like this is with obedience. It feels weird describing a human being as being obedient because I hear it used so much, but anyways, I feel like she'd be nervous to perform the task and constantly ask for reassurance and seek approval. I think I did perfecto with the art, but my only gripes is that the E looks very robotic and her posing is a bit stiff, but I mean, what y'all think? Next is Naomi. I feel like the only way she'd participate in this is if there's some kind of prize money.
And 450. N. No N.
She'd maybe be met with a slight bit of hostility and then be like, well, let me try this bullshit. So for the N, I made her slouch over. She's trying to squat for the A. For the O, I ended up being completely stumped, so I made her curl up into a bowl. The M, I copied the N, but I tried to put her leg in the middle, so it made for that shape of the letter. And the I was a piece of cake, so. Next is Gal, and I feel like she would definitely be confused by the request. I drew her putting up her leg like, how are you supposed to do a G? She does a similar position to Naomi for the A, and for the L, she sits on her legs and goes, this is dumb. Thing is though, I try to drop like little hints for you guys, like I be doing that. She has a G on her necklace, and that usually like stands for like the first initial of somebody's name. I thought that this was going to be complicated because of her hair, but if you focus, you'd kind of be able to like tell her name is Gal, obviously. My only gripes with this is that I feel like for the L, I probably should have drawn her legs being out, but that's, I mean, what's done is done, so that's what it is. On to Mitsuki. I think that she could do this task, no questions asked, it could be passed, and not have asked. I made her bend over backwards for the first one, but I thought it looked too much like an N, so you'll see that I drew her saying, am I doing the M right? Because my fat ass loves to cheat. Get the fuck out! I was easy. I copied Celeste for the S. I did a different kind of U this time around, so she's on the ground and she compares herself to like a cute little crab. K was easy, and you know I had to reference the queen. And then it was I again. Yeah, we even knew I ate this up. Round of applause.
No.
Next up is Hitmansuki. Now, even though she is the 5th one on this list, she was the last one I ended up doing, so I got a little lazy.
You stupid.
And I shortened her name to only 3 letters instead of 10. I feel like the way she'd react to this challenge is initially refusing, and then she does like 3 letters and then stops and she's like, I have no time for this. I must check on my beloved. I must bury the body. Y'all remember that game?
No.
Our next candidate is Q. She would just get it over with, and to be frank, her name is easy to spell, so I mean, yeah, just 3 letters. Now for Nerd. Nerd I did right before Hitmansuki, so he's second to last basically. Not much to say for him other than he would do the task and complain while doing it. Like, he would be like, this is preposterous. I look like a normal. And then when he was done, he would be like, I'm done. Can I watch my little sister can't be this cute now?
How to grape a bitch in 2025.
Up next is my bitch Jiku, and I thought at first she'd be hell to draw because of her hair, but I made it work, period. She has a lot of energy, so she'd be like Mitsuki, do it with no questions asked. I had her jump for the J. She's like easy, light work, no reaction. Ooh, this one's got a little kick to it. K was also easy, and I wanted to try something a bit different for you, so she's laying on her back, legs up, and since she clocked that position was weird and stuff like that, she's like, is this how strippers feel? Gag. Up now is Yugana, and I think she might be my favorite one that I've drawn yet so far, as I feel like she just embodies grace and beauty and all that, feel me? She does the task, and she does it with poise, obviously. For Y, she raises her hands to the sky, bars, squats down for the U while keeping the same position. G, she does a pose somewhat similar to Yao, but I feel like she would try to do that and trip on her hair, so she tries to like put it up Kesha style. I tried something different for the A. I wanted it to give lowercase rather than upper. The N, she just bends over and takes it from the back, and the other A was just a copy and paste, and she finishes off with a "I'm done with your request." So she's gaggy AF, we've been new. Now for the next one, it's Hizumi, but let me offer some exposition, if you will. Hizumi is a manipulative superhero who's petty, mean, and a menace to society, but she has this entourage of 5 she picked out to follow her and do her bidding, kind of like Oompa Loompas, but now I have their designs. I'll put that on screen. And so what I think would happen would be that she would low-key use them for the challenge to win and stuff. Like for the H, she uses the conjoined twins, Aurora and Maeve, and basically they exist to clean up messes like maids. Aurora is the only one who actually wants to be there, whereas Maeve is forced to be there because she doesn't really like Hizumi all that much, but they're conjoined twins, so you know, have to stick together, I guess. Standing for the I is Ruby Jewel, iconic name, I know. But basically her whole deal is that she's the one that appears calm and calculated, but she completely snaps if you drag Hizumi in any way, shape, or form. But she's just standing there like, "Thank you for the opportunity to participate in this, mother," almost shitting herself. For the Z, we got Bayani on deck. He's a little gay boy from the Philippines. He's very sassy, ready to clock you about staying with your cheating husband and losing custody over your kids if you come for Umizumi. For the U, we have Hizumi holding a sign that says U, because if you thought she was gonna do anything physical, you're wrong. For M, we got Callie, and she's basically female Bayani. Sassy, moody, nasty, and doesn't hesitate to drag people. She does whatever the queen says, and she's always fighting for Hizumi and her place in the world as a female superhero. A little more lore is that she's been the first female superhero in a hot minute. Like, for the majority, it was just men saving the universe. There were some female superheroes before her, but they were either dead or retired until Hizumi came out of the woodworks, and now she's an inspiration to many, all while being an evil whore, obviously. She saved the city from a meteor, I believe, I think. But yeah, all the male superheroes underestimate her, and so the Hizuminators have to defend her on Twitter daily. But I hope we're gagging. Next door to us is YTT. Yeah, it just makes sense to do that. Next door to us is Jin. He would be scared if anyone that wasn't Tim came up to him, so he'd probably do the challenge out of fear. He got down on his knees and prayed for the J. He just stands anxiously, and by N, he's shaking on the floor, begging not to end up like Funky Town. Now, here is Tim. He would do this challenge thinking it was like some team company bonding activity or something. I don't know. But for T, he T-poses. He stands still, and he's like, "Man, this is easy." And for the last one, M, I just drew him struggling a bit, as you can see. And lastly, we have Chuck. I wanted to draw him refusing it, but if Mitsuki asked, he would probably just do it on the spot. So, C, he bends it over and throws it back. H, he's like, "The hell am I doing?" U, I showed this to my brother, and he said that a fat man would never be able to squat that low. But he says his hips aren't built for that, so I guess he agrees. I copied and pasted the C for the next one, and finally, by K, we are done. Thank you so much for sticking around. Good news is we finally have our socials up, so you can go follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. I got a new microphone from Amazon. ASMR. Next video coming out in 2 years, either the next Yandere Simulator part or about a celebrity who has completely changed my life. Can you guess who it is? Alright, I love you guys. Bye. Stream Animal plus Cannibal.
Get some